If you're interested in keeping rainbow fish, but maybe don't have the tank space, then these forktails might be a nice little option for you. Also known as Forktail Rainbowfish or blue eyes for obvious reasons, these wee guys only grow to about 6 centimetres, so they're a nice option for a smaller tank or a tank with smaller peaceful fish in it. Not only that, but they're quite different looking, so they're very interesting and they are really cool. Originally, they come from a quite small area, geographically speaking, in Papua New Guinea, but most you're going to find in the stores will be tank raised. They are playful and relatively peaceful mid-level schooling fish. So you'll be looking for a group of at least 6 to 10 of them, and out of those 10 I would say 2 or 3 males and the rest female. The males do spar sometimes and compete for female attention, and although they can nip a little bit, I've rarely seen any injury. They don't really hurt each other when they're doing it, it's more about posturing. You tend to see that a bit more in the morning when they're looking to breed. The males tend to claim a planted area in the tank. Display to the females, you might see a wee skirmish for dominance. The females will be swimming nearby paying attention, and when they're ready to breed, the male and female will go to the bottom of the tank and then swim up quickly next to the plant, releasing the milk and the eggs at the same time. You'll then find the eggs stuck within the plants, and if you're wanting to raise them, it's probably a better idea to remove them to another tank or an incubator. They should hatch within about 14 days, and then you can concentrate on raising the fry. When the males are showing off to the females and to each other is obviously when you're going to see the best coloration, but they're just gorgeous all the time. To encourage the nicer colours, they're going to prefer a dark background and also a dark substrate. A heavily planted tank is really important to help them feel comfortable, and floating plants are really good too. They offer cover and protection from the light, which helps the fish to relax, and plants with long trailing roots like Amazon frogbit offers another opportunity for the egg spawning and also for the fish to play about in, which is something they seem to enjoy. If you are trying to breed them, tall feathery plants are best, or you can always use a spawning mop if you want. Although these fish don't even get to 2 inches fully grown, a 10 gallon is going to be an absolute minimum for them. 20 is better, and a longer tank is better than a taller one. They are rainbow fish and they do enjoy swimming space. They come from slow moving streams in the wild, which is heavy with vegetation on the sides, so you are going to want a little bit of current for them, some moving water, but not so strong that it's pushing them about, making it hard for them to swim, tiring them out. Clean water is essential for them, so regular small water changes is ideal, and they like the water to be well oxygenated as well. I would definitely recommend an air bubbler to allow gas exchange at the surface, and the reason I say regular small water changes rather than large ones is that they are sensitive to swings. They won't appreciate drastic changes to the water conditions. That said, they can accept a wide range of conditions as long as they're acclimated slowly. The ideal pH is about 7.6, but they can tolerate anything between 7 and 8. Temperature wise, 24 to 26 is probably ideal for them. About 75 to 79 if you're using the Fahrenheit scale. But again, consistency is key because parameters in the world don't fluctuate too much for them. That also means that you want to be adding them to an established aquarium. Things can chop about a wee bit in a new tank until it's settled down, and they're not going to appreciate that at all. Soft, slightly acidic to harder alkaline water isn't going to matter too much as long as I say, they're acclimated slowly and conditions don't fluctuate too much. So these fish are omnivorous, and in the wild they'll be in zooplankton, phytoplankton and invertebrates. What we feed them then reflects that, and they don't really have any special requirements. Other than that, they are smaller fish with a smaller mouth. So we can feed flake, micro pellets and smaller frozen and live foods such as Daphnia, baby brine shrimp, cyclops, that kind of thing. I regularly feed mine microworms and they just go crazy for them. The flakes I tend to crush up a little bit. The only thing that would be a problem if you've got fast, boisterous fish that are also feeding in the same tank. I would recommend then smaller fish of a similar temperament and that enjoy similar water conditions. Smaller tetra, rainbow fish, gobies and dwarf cichlids will get on fine with them. An ideal tank mate in fact would be the peacock gudgeon. They are bottom dwelling fish that can be found with the forktails in the wild. Natural neighbours if you like. They are also as colourful and as beautiful as the forktails. You can keep them with shrimp. I have cherry shrimp in this tank with them. Bearing in mind they do eat invertebrates in the wild, they might pick off some of the baby shrimp. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure that will be the case. I've also never seen them attacking a snail, and I keep ram's horn snails and Malaysian trumpets in this tank. They're going to act as part of the cleanup crew for any of the food that drops down to the bottom of the tank. And I also keep otocinclus catfish in there with no problems at all. They do have the potential of getting a wee bit nippy to long flowing fins of slower fish, but otherwise I'd say they're quite peaceful and don't really bother anybody else. So treat them well and they can live up to 3 years, and that's 3 years with a truly enjoyable fish. Their gorgeous blue eyes and their pectoral fins that look almost like wings really set them apart from most other fish. The only thing you really need to watch for is that they can be jumpers. You could lower the water level down a bit, but I prefer to use a nice tight fitting lid, and then you're not going to lose any that way. Their striking colours make them an eye-catching fish for any tank, and their playful behaviour make them an absolute pleasure to observe and enjoy.